Today the conventional automatic transmissions are almost gone, and all the cars are equipped whether with the CVT or the DCT. DCT is a dual clutch transmission and CVT is continuously variable transmission. DCTs are good if they have wet clutches. If they have dry clutches, which is pretty common thing to reduce their cost, they are not so good. And the CVTs are even worse. CVTs, especially Jetco CVTs that Nissan and Infiniti cars use, are considered to be the cheapest transmissions, but if you want to replace such a transmission, you will pay about $7,000. And unfortunately, these transmissions are not the best pieces of technology in the world. So today I want to tell you about 5 things that you should never do to a CVT transmission. And the first thing is a poor maintenance. A lot of car mechanics will tell you that modern CVT transmissions don't need oil change or fluid change. It's not true. And the modern CVT transmissions need fluid change once about 30 or 40,000 miles. This is the perfect interval, because otherwise the fluid contaminates, and the contaminated fluid will heat up more than the clean fluid, and it will kill the CVT even faster. So to avoid this, you want to buy fresh fluid every 30 or 40,000 miles and replace the old fluid with the filter, because the second problem is the filter replacement. Every modern transmission has a filter. It's just that a lot of manufacturers will tell you that you don't need to replace the filter in the transmission, but you need to replace it. Actually, this is the common sense. Every CVT transmission has a filter, and sometimes they even have 2 filters. So one cheap paper filter and one proper transmission filter. And they need replacement every time you change fluid. Why? Because the filters gather a lot of these friction plate materials and a lot of other contaminants, and if you don't replace the filters, actually doesn't make sense that you change fluid. You just throw your money away, and your transmission will fail at 100k miles at maximum. So never listen to mechanics saying you that there is no filter in CVT transmission. There is a filter, and it has to be replaced. The third thing that can actually kill your CVT transmission is always babying your car. So if you're babying your car, if you're barely touching the gas pedal, you will be killing your CVT transmission even faster than you think. The problem is that at low RPM, this transmission will shudder a little bit, and they will overheat because there is some slippage in the system, and they will overheat. They will vibrate, and they will be destroyed faster. You need to know that some Nissan mechanics will check the transmissions, the CVT transmissions, this way. They will get into the car, start it, and will start driving at very slow speeds. So they will barely touch the gas pedal and will feel this shuddering. If this shuddering appears, they know that the transmission is about to die. So if you are babying your car all the time, you're killing the transmission. Give it some RPMs. Of course, you shouldn't be too aggressive on your car, on your transmission, but driving it just like you normally would drive any other car is the best choice. Now, the fourth reason is driving aggressively in the morning. In the morning, when the car is cold and you start your vehicle and start driving immediately, it's not that good for the engine. You will need to give it 10, 15, 20 seconds to warm up. And your transmission will also want to warm up because it has fluid in it, and the fluid is cold. So when the fluid is cold, it's a little bit thicker than it should be, and the transmission doesn't work the way it should work. There is no specific way to warm up your transmission while you're idling, like putting it in drive and standing will not make anything good. But when you start driving, start driving carefully, and the first 5 minutes of your drive should be pretty careful, and then you will warm up the transmission the proper way, and after 5 or 10 minutes you may start driving as you usually drive, and it will be okay for your transmission because the fluid will be warm at this moment. And the fifth thing that kills your CVT transmission is changing the torque of the engine. So now it's pretty cheap, and you can go in every other repair shop and they will install new mapping into your engine. They call it tuning stage 1. or stage 0, and you will get a little bit more horsepower, but you will get a higher torque. And sometimes the difference is quite significant. So CVT transmissions are killed by torque, and if you add torque to the engine, you will not actually practically feel this torque in your everyday driving, but your transmission will feel this, and your CVT will fail even earlier. In the end, your CVT transmission will probably die earlier than any other expensive and important part in your car, but remembering these 5 factors will most likely prolong its life. At least a little bit.